My sister-in-law showed up to my wedding in a white lace dress that looked exactly like a wedding gown. "It's just a coincidence," she said when people stared. I didn't make a scene. I simply nodded to my maid of honor, who walked over with a glass of red wine and accidentally tripped. The dress was ruined, and so was my sister-in-law's plan. I'm Nicole, 28, and I work as an elementary school teacher in Seattle. My husband Ryan is 30, works as a mechanical engineer, and we'd been together for 5 years before getting married last summer. Our relationship was solid, our families mostly got along, and wedding planning had been surprisingly smooth until his sister decided to make it about herself. Ryan's sister Katie is 25, married to a guy named Brandon for 2 years. She's one of those people who constantly needs validation, always posting on social media, always fishing for compliments, always needing to be told she's special. When Ryan and I got engaged, Katie seemed happy for us. Came to the engagement party, helped with some wedding planning tasks, acted like a supportive sister. I thought we were building a genuine friendship. 3 months before the wedding, Katie and I went dress shopping together. She wanted to find something for the wedding and asked if I'd help her choose. Sweet gesture, I thought. Bonding time. We went to a boutique downtown. Katie tried on several dresses. Each one, she'd ask how it looked. I gave honest feedback. Too formal, not formal enough, wrong color for her skin tone, whatever seemed true. Then she pulled out a dress that made me stop cold. Floor-length white lace with a sweetheart neckline. It looked like a wedding dress. Not just white, but bridal white with bridal styling. "What do you think of this one?" she asked, spinning in the mirror. "It's beautiful," I said carefully. "But it's white. You know the rule about wearing white to someone else's wedding." "Oh, it's not really white. It's ivory. Totally different." "Katie, it looks like a wedding dress." She laughed. "You're being paranoid. It's just a pretty dress. Nobody's going to confuse me for the bride." "I really don't think you should wear that." Her face hardened. "You don't get to tell me what to wear. I came here for your opinion on styles, not for you to police my wardrobe. I'm just trying to help you avoid an awkward situation. The only thing awkward is you making this about yourself. Not everything is about you, Nicole." She bought the dress. I watched her purchase it, this sinking feeling in my stomach. Told myself maybe I was overreacting. Maybe it would look different in wedding lighting. Maybe she'd change her mind. I mentioned it to Ryan that night. He brushed it off. Said Katie was probably just being thoughtless, that she wouldn't actually wear something inappropriate to our wedding. I wasn't convinced but dropped it. 2 months before the wedding, at a family dinner, Katie casually mentioned she'd found the perfect dress for our wedding. Ryan's mom asked what it looked like. "It's this gorgeous lace gown, ivory-colored, very elegant. I'll look so good in the photos." Ryan's mom and I made eye contact. She knew. She'd been to enough weddings to recognize what Katie was describing. "Katie, honey," Ryan's mom said gently. "You might want to reconsider wearing white to someone else's wedding. It's traditionally considered inappropriate. It's not white, it's ivory. And it's a modern wedding. Nobody follows those old rules anymore." "Most people still do follow them," I said. "It's about respecting the bride." "I'm respecting you. I'm dressing nicely for your wedding. You should be grateful I'm making an effort." Ryan jumped in. "Katie, if Nicole is uncomfortable with it, maybe just pick a different dress." Katie stood up from the table. "I can't believe this. You're all ganging up on me over a dress. I already bought it. I'm wearing it. If Nicole has a problem with that, maybe she's too insecure to be getting married." She left the dinner early. Brandon followed, looking apologetic. Ryan's mom sighed. "She's being difficult on purpose. She knows exactly what she's doing." "Why would she want to wear white to my wedding?" I asked. "Because you're getting attention she's not getting. Katie's been married for 2 years and nobody cares anymore. Your wedding is new and exciting, and she can't stand not being the focus. That's insane." That's Katie. The next few weeks were tense. Katie posted photos of her dress online. Close-ups of the lace, details of the neckline, captions about how excited she was to wear it to our wedding. People commented asking if it was her wedding dress. She'd respond with laughing emojis and say no, just a guest dress. She was baiting me. Waiting for me to publicly call her out so she could play victim. I didn't take the bait. Instead, I called my maid of honor, Jessica. I explained the situation. Jessica had been my best friend since college. Practical, loyal, zero tolerance for nonsense. "So what's the plan?" she asked. "Because we're not letting her ruin your wedding. I don't want to cause drama." "She's already causing drama. We're just going to manage it." Jessica came up with a strategy. We'd have backup plans for multiple scenarios. If Katie showed up in white, we had options ranging from subtle to nuclear. The key was being prepared and staying calm. 1 month before the wedding, Ryan tried talking to Katie one more time. Asked her directly to please wear a different dress. Explained it was important to me, that it was causing stress during an already stressful time. Katie told him I was being a bridezilla. That I was trying to control everyone. That she had every right to wear whatever she wanted. He came home frustrated. I don't know what else to do. She's being completely unreasonable. It's fine. I have a plan. What kind of plan? The kind that doesn't require you to do anything. Just trust me. 2 weeks before the wedding, Katie posted a full-length photo of herself in the white lace dress. The caption was something about feeling beautiful and confident. The dress looked even more bridal than I remembered. Long sleeves, train, veil-like quality to the fabric. Comments poured in. People asking if she was getting married. Her friends complimenting how bridal she looked. A few brave souls pointing out that white at someone else's wedding was considered rude. Katie responded to those with some variation of "It's not actually white, people need to stop being so traditional, the bride approves, so mind your own business." I never approved. She was lying. Jessica texted me. Saw the post. She's going full nuclear. Are we ready? We're ready. The week of the wedding arrived. Final preparations, rehearsal dinner, out-of-town guests arriving. Everything was coming together beautifully. At the rehearsal dinner, Katie showed up in a normal dress. Blue, appropriate length, nothing controversial. She was sweet and helpful, complimenting the venue, offering to help with last-minute tasks. Ryan's mom whispered to me, "She's setting you up. Being perfect now so when she wears white tomorrow, she can claim she's been nothing but supportive." I know. It's fine. The wedding day came. Hair and makeup at 7, getting dressed at 9, ceremony at 2. I felt calm. Beautiful dress, perfect weather, everyone I loved in one place. Jessica was with me the whole morning. We'd gone over the plan multiple times. She knew what to do for every possible scenario. At 1:30, guests started arriving. I was in the bridal suite with my bridesmaids, but Jessica had scouts positioned to watch for Katie. "She's here," Jessica's phone buzzed. "And she's wearing it." The white dress? The white dress. Looks even more like a wedding gown in person. I took a deep breath. Okay. Execute Plan B. Jessica grinned. With pleasure. Plan B was elegant in its simplicity. Jessica, my maid of honor, was notoriously clumsy. Everyone who knew her had witnessed her spill drinks, drop things, trip over her own feet. It was part of her charm. She'd be carrying a glass of red wine during the cocktail hour. And she'd have an unfortunate accident near Katie. But we had to wait until after the ceremony. Couldn't cause a scene before I walked down the aisle. The ceremony was perfect. I walked down the aisle to Ryan waiting at the altar, looking at me like I was the only person in the world. We said our vows, exchanged rings, kissed as husband and wife. During the recessional, I caught a glimpse of Katie. She positioned herself in an aisle seat, white lace dress on full display, standing and smiling like she was part of the wedding party. Several guests were staring at her. Whispering. I heard someone say, "Is that the bride's sister?" Another person responded, "No, that's the groom's sister. Can you believe she wore white?" Katie looked pleased with the attention. After the ceremony, we took photos while guests moved to cocktail hour. My photographer kept having to adjust angles because Katie kept positioning herself in shots, white dress catching the light, drawing focus away from me. Ryan noticed. I could see him getting angry. I squeezed his hand. "Let it go. It's handled." "What do you mean handled?" "Trust me." We finished photos and headed to cocktail hour. Katie was holding court near the bar, surrounded by people, probably explaining her dress choice, basking in the controversy she'd created. Jessica appeared with a glass of red wine. Merlot, dark and staining. She walked through the crowd, chatting with guests, seemingly oblivious to Katie nearby. Then, in what looked like a completely natural movement, Jessica turned quickly and collided with someone, and the wine went flying. Straight onto Katie's white lace dress. The glass shattered. Red wine splashed across the front of the dress, soaking into the intricate lace, spreading across the fabric like blood. Katie screamed. "Oh my God. Look what you did." Jessica gasped, perfect shocked expression. "I'm so sorry. I'm so clumsy, I didn't see you there." She tried to help, grabbing napkins, but that just spread the stain more. The white lace was now burgundy across the entire front, completely ruined. Katie was crying. "This dress cost me $800. You did this on purpose. Jessica looked horrified. It was an accident, I swear. I trip over my own feet constantly. Ask anyone here. Multiple guests confirmed that yes, Jessica was famously clumsy. Someone mentioned the time she spilled coffee on herself at a business meeting. Another person brought up when she dropped an entire tray of appetizers at a party. Katie looked around for support but found none. She was standing there in a wine-soaked white dress at someone else's wedding, and the sympathy wasn't flowing her way. Brandon appeared, looking mortified. Let's go get you cleaned up. We should probably just go home. But the photos, Katie protested. I need to be in the family photos. Ryan stepped forward. I think it's best if you head out. We'll catch up later. This is your fault, Katie pointed at me. You planned this. I smiled calmly. Planned what? Jessica's clumsiness? That's just who she is. I'm sorry about your dress, though. Maybe next time choose something other than white for someone else's wedding. The crowd had gone silent, watching this play out. Katie stormed off, Brandon trailing behind her. They left before dinner was even served. The rest of the evening was perfect. Dinner, dancing, toasts, cake cutting. Everything we'd planned and dreamed about. No white dress in the photos. No attention-stealing sister. Just our wedding, the way it should have been. Jessica found me during dancing. How do you feel? Relieved. Thank you for being my chaos coordinator. That's what maids of honor are for. Plus, I've been wanting to spill something on her since she posted that dress photo. Was it really an accident? Jessica winked. I'm a teacher. I have excellent spatial awareness and hand-eye coordination. But nobody needs to know that. The next day, Katie posted on social media a long rant about how she'd been attacked at her brother's wedding, how the maid of honor had deliberately ruined her expensive dress, how the bride had orchestrated the whole thing out of jealousy. The comments were not sympathetic. You wore white to someone else's wedding? What did you expect? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Maybe don't try to upstage the bride next time. Even some of her close friends gently suggested that wearing white had been inappropriate and the wine incident, accident or not, was just karma. Katie doubled down. Claimed the dress wasn't white, wasn't bridal, wasn't inappropriate. That everyone was ganging up on her. That her brother should defend her. Ryan didn't defend her. Instead, he posted a photo of us at the wedding with a caption thanking everyone who came to celebrate our marriage and specifically thanking Jessica for being an amazing maid of honor and dear friend. The message was clear. We were Team Jessica. Katie's post got deleted a few hours later. We didn't hear from her for 2 weeks. Then she sent a text to Ryan asking if they could talk. They met for coffee. She apologized, sort of. Said she hadn't realized how her dress would come across. That she just wanted to look nice. That she felt terrible about how everything played out. Ryan asked her directly. Did you wear that dress to get attention? She admitted she liked feeling pretty and getting compliments. That our wedding had a lot of people she knew and she wanted to make a good impression. Not that she wanted to overshadow me. That she wanted attention for herself. Ryan told her that was incredibly selfish. That she'd made my wedding day stressful and uncomfortable. That wearing white to someone else's wedding was universally understood as inappropriate, and pretending she didn't know that was insulting to everyone's intelligence. She cried. Said she'd made a mistake. Asked if we could move past it. He told her that was up to me. Katie called me a few days later. We met at a park, neutral territory. She apologized more thoroughly this time. Admitted she'd known the dress was inappropriate but convinced herself it would be fine. That she'd liked the attention it got online and got caught up in it. That she'd been selfish and immature. Why did you really wear it? I asked. She was quiet for a long time. Because I was jealous. Everyone was making such a big deal about your wedding. My wedding was 2 years ago and nobody cares anymore. I wanted to feel special again. So you tried to steal my spotlight? She nodded, looking miserable. It was wrong. I know that now. I'm sorry. The dress was one thing. But you kept pushing even after multiple people asked you to reconsider. That's what bothers me most. You knew it would hurt me and you did it anyway. I wasn't thinking about you. I was only thinking about myself. At least she was being honest now. I need time, I told her. I'm not ready to just forgive and move on. You made my wedding day more stressful than it needed to be. That's not something I can just forget. I understand. I'll give you space. We didn't talk for 3 months. During that time, Katie apparently did some self-reflection. Started therapy. Worked on understanding why she needed attention so desperately. Posted less on social media. focused on her actual marriage instead of performing for an audience. Ryan stayed in touch with her. Said she seemed genuinely different. More thoughtful. Less self-centered. 6 months after the wedding, Katie reached out again. Asked if we could have dinner, just the three of us. Ryan, her, and me. We went to a casual restaurant. Katie was subdued. No flashy outfit, no performative behavior, just genuine conversation. She brought something. A framed photo of Ryan and me at the wedding, one from the ceremony where we were looking at each other, completely in love. Professional quality, beautiful moment. I wanted you to have this, she said. From your wedding day. The day that should have been only about you two. It was a thoughtful gesture. We talked for 2 hours. Real conversation about life, marriage, family, growth. Katie admitted she'd always struggled with feeling like she wasn't enough. That external validation had become a crutch. That the wedding dress incident had been a wake-up call about how toxic her need for attention had become. She'd been working with her therapist on understanding that other people's happiness didn't diminish her own. That celebrating others didn't mean losing herself. That real relationships required putting others first sometimes. It sounded like genuine growth. I'm not asking for everything to go back to normal, she said. I know I broke your trust. But I want to rebuild it if you'll let me. Even if that takes years. I appreciated the honesty and the lack of pressure for immediate forgiveness. We can try, I said. Slowly. Over the next year, Katie proved she meant it. Came to family dinners and participated without dominating. Celebrated when Ryan got a promotion at work without making it about herself. Sent thoughtful birthday gifts without expecting elaborate thanks. When I got pregnant, she was one of the first people I told. Her reaction was purely happy for us. No jealousy, no attention seeking, just genuine excitement about becoming an aunt. At my baby shower, she helped host. Stayed in the background. Made sure I was comfortable. Took photos that were actually of me, not selfies with me in the background. Jessica watched from across the room. Is that really the same person who wore white to your wedding? People can change when they want to. Did you ever tell her the wine thing was planned? No. And I never will. Let her think it was karma. After my daughter was born, Katie visited with a handmade baby blanket. She'd learned to knit specifically to make something special for her niece. This is beautiful, I said, genuinely touched. I wanted to do something meaningful. Not just buy something, but actually put time and effort into it. She held my daughter gently. Took a few photos but asked permission before posting any. Stayed a reasonable amount of time then left so I could rest. Ryan hugged me after they left. I never thought she'd get here. Neither did I. 2 years after the wedding, Katie and Brandon announced they were expecting. We were happy for them. Threw them a baby shower. Celebrated their news without any drama or complications. At the shower, someone who didn't know the history asked Katie if she'd worn white to our wedding since she seemed to love white dresses based on her photos. Katie's face went red. No, actually. I made a terrible choice and wore white when I shouldn't have. It's my biggest regret from that year. I'm lucky Nicole gave me another chance. The person looked confused but dropped it. Later, Katie pulled me aside. Thank you for not bringing that up. I know I deserve to be embarrassed. You embarrassed yourself fine without my help. But you've worked hard to rebuild trust. I'm not going to sabotage that. She hugged me, tears in her eyes. I don't deserve your grace. Probably not. But growth should be acknowledged. Looking back at the wedding, the wine incident had been satisfying in the moment. Watching the white dress get ruined, seeing Katie's plan fall apart, feeling vindicated in front of everyone. But the real satisfaction came later. Watching her actually change. Seeing genuine remorse and growth. Building a real relationship instead of a performative one. The wine was temporary revenge. The boundaries and consequences that followed created lasting change. Jessica still took credit for being the clumsiest maid of honor in wedding history. We let her. It was a better story than admitting it had been calculated. At my daughter's first birthday party, Katie brought a thoughtful gift and helped clean up afterward without being asked. Took photos of the birthday girl, not herself. Celebrated the milestone without trying to announce her own pregnancy in the middle of it even though she was 6 months along. She waited until the week after to share her pregnancy news. Posted on her own social media, on her own time, without hijacking anyone else's moment. Progress. Ryan's mom pulled me aside at the party. I never thought Katie would change. Thank you for not giving up on her completely. I didn't do anything. She did the work. But you held the boundary? You didn't let her back in until she'd actually changed. That's what she needed. Maybe. Or maybe she just needed consequences that mattered enough to force self-reflection. Either way, our family was healthier for it. Katie learned that attention-seeking has costs. That real relationships require respecting others. That stealing spotlight leads to isolation, not admiration. Hard lessons, but necessary ones. Standing at my daughter's party, watching Katie play with her son while genuinely celebrating my daughter's birthday, I felt something unexpected. Forgiveness. Not because she deserved it, necessarily. But because holding on to anger was exhausting, and she'd done enough work to earn another chance. The white dress incident would always be part of our story. But it didn't have to be the whole story. She chose growth. I chose grace. And somewhere in between, we built something that actually resembled family. That was better revenge than any wine-stained dress could ever be.